Right, so in this video I'm going to share with you 3 bunker tricks, hacks, whatever you want to call them, that might surprise you but actually can really help you get out the bunkers more consistently. And the first one is called the butterfly grip. Now this is brilliant for any of you who struggle with height from the bunkers, or in a situation where you need height, maybe a lip, or you've got very little green to work with. And this butterfly grip we'll go through in a minute basically keeps loft on the golf club. And let's just go through why it works. If I take my normal grip and open the club face, which is what we would advise in the bunker, as I set up, that club has now got lots of loft. This is my 56 degree wedge, but the club face points straight up towards the sky. That's perfect. But if I hold the club, I can twist it, I can close it. So even though I set loft on the golf club at address, there's nothing to stop me in the golf swing twisting it, closing it. And what happens then is we get the leading edge starting to dig into the sand, and we start to have less loft on the golf club, and it's difficult to play shots from there. So I can start with the face open, but if I de-loft it through the swing, we can get those really heavy shots, club digs, and obviously the ball doesn't come out. So what is the butterfly grip? Well, this is certainly something you would need to be using in practice before you bring it to the golf course, but I have seen some great success from this little grip. Effectively what we do is you take the lead hand and we strengthen it, which means that we turn it more on top of the golf club, so I can see a lot more of the logo on my glove. And the trail hand, we make it super weak, so they're opposites. If I open up my palms, it would be this position, and that's why it's called the butterfly grip, because hopefully, use your imagination, that looks a little bit like a butterfly. So this would be my normal grip, this would be the butterfly grip. So watch how I place my hands on the golf club. The first thing I do is take my lead hand, turn it very much on top, and place it on the golf club. Let's open the club face first, I should have said that. Open the club face, grip goes on there super strong. So my thumb sits to the trail side of the handle, and I can see loads of that TaylorMade logo. This hand, we then over the top, super weak, and it goes on in that fashion. Now, because I've got opposing hands, I actually can't change the loft on that club much. I can't twist it closed, which means that throughout this golf swing, this club's going to have a huge amount of loft. What it does, it gives me the ability to create this, which is our kind of wrist set, which is great for a bunker, but it makes it very difficult to change the loft that's on the golf club. And that's the really key message here, is that it's going to help you keep some loft on the golf club. And when we keep loft on the golf club, we generally get more height, which is great. We generally use the sole of the club and the bounce, which is what we want. And it helps us get that nice, high, soft landing bunker shot. Now, funnily enough, I actually don't need that particular shot from here, but let's go ahead and hit it. Face open first. Let's get it super open. Club face points up. Strong grip, weak grip. And then from here, all you're going to do is you're going to take your normal setup where the ball is forward, nice wide stance, weight is forwards, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to make some swings using that butterfly grip. Okay, ball pops out, ends up pretty close. So, like I said, it's one that you're probably going to need to spend a little bit of time on the range first. It does feel quite strange, but if you're someone who constantly hits them low or constantly hits the lip in front of you, it's well worth the go. It just feels a little bit strange. So there's my butterfly grip. Keeps the loft on the golf club, just have to worry about contact. Right, hack or technique or tip number 2, I call the Flamingo Drill. Even if I've got a terrible setup and I've got a terrible technique, if the club kind of interacts with the sand in the right place, you know, some 2 to 3 inches behind the ball, I'm probably going to get the ball out. Most of the time, if you're not extracting the ball from the bunker, it's because the club is entering the sand at the wrong point, too far back or not enough. One of the reasons we see that is because we see lateral movement. So when I take a setup, any kind of shift onto this back leg is not going to do me any good. Any lateral shift forward again, it's not going to do me any good. Or any just movement in the legs in this way where the head isn't moving is going to compromise my ability to hit the sand in the right place. So if I have everything correct, set up good, everything's in the right place, if I hit too much sand, ball doesn't end up really close. The club actually entered the sand here, way too far back. It went into the sand, it came out of the sand, hit the ball, and that's why it's gone way too far. So, Flamingo Drill. I'm sure you're already building a picture in your mind of what this looks like. It's exactly what it looks like. We're going to stand on one leg. So what do we want? We want the buttons on your shirt and your lead leg in line with the ball. So I'm going to do that there. And we stand on that one leg. This trail leg is simply there for a little bit of balance. You can see I'm not actually putting any weight on it, it's simply just there for a little bit of balance. And what it does is it obviously sets 100% of my weight onto my lead leg at setup. It's there, but it means that I'm unable to really make any lateral movements. If I do, I'm going to fall over and I'm going to obviously get that feedback. So what this is brilliant for is helping you understand and feel what a really nice turn is in the bunker shot, which is going to help you with contact. If I can take this setup, then have the right ideas down around impact, as in where is the club hopefully going to be striking the sand, and what am I looking for the club to do through the sand? I'm looking for it to skip through the sand, and I'm actually looking to take the sand from the bunker and put it on the green. I'm not looking to sort of drive the club into the bunker. So if I can take this address, I can actually go ahead and just splash that sand out. A little bit short on distance, but a pretty good strike, and it just needed a little bit more speed. Perfect strike. Now, not trying to show off here, but that feels easy because what I'm doing in my setup makes that feel relatively easy. It makes it almost feel more difficult to hit a poor bunker shot. So there's my Flamingo drill on one leg. After that, I still need the right ideas, the right concepts, but if I can have those, I'm always going to be getting those balls out onto the green, and suddenly my interaction with the sand is a lot simpler. Right, so this last one might be quite controversial. It's going to go against everything you've ever been told of the bunkers, everything you've learned over these years. We can throw that out the window. I've got what I think is a better technique. So when I started playing the game, I was told to, in a bunker, open the club face as much as you could. I've got my 56-degree club here. Throw the face as wide open as you can. And then you're going to aim yourself left until the leading edge points at the target, which is the flag. Clearly I'm aiming way left. And I'm going to swing along my toe line. I can get the ball out from here, but I often need loads of speed and energy. And you can just see there that it literally just about made it out. There was no height on it, and it's really easy to leave it in the bunker. So if aiming left and having the ball come out to the right is not what we want, what do we want? Well, I'm actually going to get you to do the complete opposite. The complete opposite. So yes, I'm going to open the club face as much as I can. I've got still the same club 56, but actually what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to close my stance. And I'm talking a lot. You know, I feel like my feet are kind of pointing way out to the right of that flag. Now what that does, it really limits what I can do with my hips on the way through. And what that means is that the club head is more likely to do this. It's more likely to release a little freer past my hands. You can see how my wrists are releasing the club, my arms are sort of folding over, and the club head is accelerating past. Completely different to that dragging motion I had to do in that first little demonstration. So even though the club face here still points way out to the right of the target, I'm actually through this swing going to be trying to hit the ball left of the flag. Let me hit a shot and then I'll explain a little bit more why this is going to help. So feet are super closed and I'm going to try and hit this ball out left of the flag. Well, had it not hit that other ball, that would have been a much, much better result. And I probably didn't strike that quite as well as I could have done. So for me to hit the ball left, I'm not trying to close the face. What I'm trying to do is, if you look at that leading edge, it's super open. If I release the club super early, I can actually get the leading edge back to point pretty much at the target. Now this is super extreme and I wouldn't expect it to look like this, but we're trying to feel like we hit it left by having the toe overtake the heel, rather than rotate over the heel. And what this is really doing is it's closing my stance, it's allowing me to be a lot freer with the release of my club. And what it actually means is I need less speed to get the ball out, I need less speed to hit the ball the distance that I need, and it gives me a lot more control. So let me just hit another one. So there's my super close stance. I'm going to let that club release past my hands. And that one actually did come out fractionally left of the flag, and it's obviously kicked a little bit right. So that goes against everything that I was told as a junior golfer. Aim left, slide across it, let the ball come out to the right. But this is a much better way of playing it. Now, this I would say is a great way to practice because it really gives us a good idea about what we should be doing. But when you're out on the course, yeah, nothing wrong with having a slightly close stance, you know, having a little bit of that in there and then having that same sensation of that club releasing past. So if I was hitting a shot to this flag here, No reason why I can't play it like this. Little close stance, release the club. Needed to hit that a little bit harder, but it's come out nicely where I wanted to, and I didn't need a lot of speed and energy to hit that shot. So I personally don't like this aim left slide across it. I just don't think it's the easiest way to play. I think that is a better option. So 3 bunker tricks, techniques, hacks, whatever you want to call them. Might be controversial, but I think if you try them in practice, you'll be really surprised at the results that you get.